In a surprisingly close game, it took us a free kick around the 20th minute and a header from Evans to get us off to the lead. But we wasn't long before we doubled up. A scrappy goal from Dennis placed into the bottom left corner. But that wasn't it for the first half. No, a ball over the top to Simmons got them a goal and put things near as we headed into half time. As you can see though, it was a rather one-sided game, although the score does not reflect that. 18 goals to their 5, 7 on target to their 3, a 1.87 xG to a 0.76, 8 corners to 1, 15 fouls to 23, 0 yellow cards apiece, 80% passing to their 66 and 67% possession to 33. But it is time to have a little bit of a look at today's news, and then let's crack on with today's game. Okay, so before we dive into today's action, we've got 3 little bits of news. The first coming from that prior episode. By scoring in Robin Hood's away clash against the Zebras, Damien Ming, otherwise known as the Ming Dynasty, not only became Robin Hood's oldest ever goal scorer at the age of 41 years and 331 days, but also set a Premier Division record. On top of that, as you might have just noticed, we've signed a minor. Yes, we have signed Calon Miners. In fact, he is going to be our new addition at left back. If we're quickly have a little look, he's 3-star, 4-star potential, only 24 years of age, yet he's had 10 international caps for Bermuda. Solid guy, can play over on the wing if needed, but we're going to use him in his more natural defensive left position. He's going to be playing that wing back, unsportive, not defensive. As you can see, he can do that pretty darn well. His physical attributes, very good for that position, and his tackling is pretty darn good as well. In terms of his history, well, he's from BAA Wanderers, for those of you wondering, or wondering even. And then we have the season tickets. Season tickets, we've sold a whole 85 season tickets, so we're going to have at least about 80 people turning up to our games, which is going to be nice. We are going to quickly delete those notifications because we do not need them going forward as we take on Danby Town Hornets in today's game. I must say as well, on this notable criticisms, none of them make any sense. It says they're all on too high a wage. None of them are getting paid. Nobody at the club is getting paid. Everyone's on an amateur contract. So I don't know how the wage can be too high. Look, amateur, 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 apart from the one part-time one, and that is simply because he's a staff member as well. I don't get it. Crazy. I don't know how you can say the wage is too high when we're literally paying them nothing. Are we supposed to be asking them to pay us to come and play? Like, come on, game. That is a little bit rude to say that. But Coke, by the way, nice little hat-trick there for X-Roads against Somerset Eagles. But we are going to head on into the tactical meeting screen. Again, I forgot to do all of our set pieces. I probably should have done it between episodes, but we've got a sold out capacity here today. 700 out of 700 sold. 6th place versus 4th. Okay pitch condition, and this should be a solid little game. It should be a bit of a challenge, although the Zebras was not. We do need to stop our goal leakage though. We have managed to leak a goal in each of the past 2 games. We have managed to score 5 admittedly, but it's not going to be very useful if we stop scoring if they have goals against us. So, got a bit of concern in terms of the formation. A few players are happy though. We've got the one change of course to the team. We are just going to crack on. We're going to crack on. Forget Fairbert and his complaint. He can deal with it. Come on, lad, show me what you can do. Got one motivated. Gota is happy. They've had a couple of draws. It's not been the greatest start to the season, but it's not been the worst. They haven't lost a game so far, so we can give them that. But we have 2 wins so far. Can we make it 3 on the trot and kick this season off perfectly? As you can see in front of goal, a little bit worn, but that is expected. We're not expecting Premier League standard stadiums here, are we? We're expecting it's going to be a bit more like non-league football. Stadiums are going to be a little rougher. It's going to be a bit more atmospheric though, so it's nice. Get to be a bit nearer to the players. Now, Mr. Bean, he's going to play it back to Steve Jackson. It's back up to Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean, lovely ball over to Fairbert. Unfortunately, it's intercepted. Nodded forward back to Steve Jackson though. Leverock, and that was a pointless highlight in my opinion. Bit of a waste, but it does not matter. Thurbert here is now going to play it over to Miners. Can Miners do anything on this left-hand side? Plays it inside to Thurbert. He's found the Bean. The Bean, what can he do? Mr. Bean pulls it back for Steve Jackson. Ball over the top to Dennis the Menace. Ooh! Volley by Dennis the Menace. Davis will push it over, and it's probably Bean to take. Yes, Bean will take the corner here on this left-hand side. Whips it in, back post, nodded away. Their Miners will head it away, and we are going to end that highlight. Now, they are in possession. Signal gets it over to Smith. Tries the ball over top to Simmons. One-on-one with Hall. Ooh, Levrock almost got a block off. Unfortunately, though, Angelo Simmons goes and plays it over to the left and pokes it past Hall. That is a bad start, lads. I'm sorry, but I'm going to demand more. I might attempt to do a bit of encouragement, but no. We should be winning this. So we're going to demand more, and we're going to get Castle to throw the ball into Ming. He tries to play it across, its blocked though. Thomas on the counter-attack coming down this right-hand side. Pulls it back for Tuzo. Tuzo gets it up. Leverock, though, will kick it back up to Dennis the Menace. Dennis, oh! That would have been filthy, Dennis. That would have been a disgusting goal to score. Unfortunately, though, can't keep it down. And Bean is having one of his off games. It seems like the in-between episode, he had a nice little game in that one, but these 2 games on episodes, he's had a rough one. Dennis, though, he's not having a rough one. He's having a beautiful season so far. He has gone and got another one, and he's got us our equaliser here against Danby. Let's have a little look at this one. Fairbairn near post. Dennis just taps it past Davis, who comes flying at it, but unfortunate for him, cannot get across in time for Dennis's beautifully placed header here on the 18th minute. As you can see, that puts us top of the league. We retain our spot, currently on 7 points. We do need to pick up them 9, though. We would like to get the extra 2, make sure we definitely stay on top. Castle tries to play one in, it's cleared away, though. Castle gets it back over to Bean. Bean now coming at the defence, plays back to Castle, lovely ball in, but it cannot get to Dennis, and they are going to clear it away with Smith. Castle, though, keeping the ball in, keeps it in for Thomas, though. Castle, you should just let it go out of play, my friend. Now we've got pressure on us for no reason. Evans, though, beautiful tackle. Ming will keep it in and plays it back to Evans, in fact, who now gets it up to Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean gets it across field ball over to Fairbet. Will he use Miners? He does. It's back to Miners. Lovely ball by Miners to Dennis. But Dennis cannot keep the shot down. Or maybe? No, Dennis did keep the shot down. It was pushed over. I just thought he skied it. My mistake. In fact, Goto will collect this one from the corner, though. Not sure much is going to happen here. He's coming down the right-hand side. Maybe. Pulls it back for Bean. Bean, lovely ball through to Dennis. Dennis got a tight angle. Oh, it's somehow squeezed through to Damien Ming. And the Ming machine has gone and got himself a second goal. What a beautiful effort from the dynasty himself, Mr. Ming. And, well, that's increased the Premier Division and, of course, Robin Hood's oldest goal scorer record, as Ming has gone and got himself a second one here, and our second of the game. Got ourselves a nice little 3-point gap now on the North Village Rams, which is nice to see considering they are the current title holders, and we'd like to stop them retaining that title. Now, Thomas, intercepted by the Ming machine. It's back to Gota. Gota coming down this right-hand side, plays it up to Ming. Ming cutting inside, but Gota has made a run on the right if he wishes to use it. Back to Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean, he's got Ming, he's got Castle. Is he going to use either? He's using Castle. Castle makes a lovely run. Oh, the slide tackle has pushed it to Ming. Unfortunately, though, Dennis wastes the opportunity and it's cleared back out to Steve Jackson. And that is the end of that highlight. Looks like we might be going 2-1 into half-time by the looks of it. A very close game. They've given us a very good game here. Currently 2-1, 5 shots to their 3, 4 on target to their 3, a 0.77 XG to a 0.83. 3 corners to their 1, 2 fouls to their 7, 0 yellow cards apiece, 79% passing to 81, 56% possession to 44. But the important thing is we've got that lead, that 2-1 so far. I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it going, lads. The people we do need to focus on, though, are the likes of Callum. We need to focus on Bean and probably Gota. Those are the 3 players we need to look for some improvement going forward into our usual substitution time of around that 62nd minute. because those are struggling a little bit. Mr. Bean is currently on a 6.5 at the moment. Miners on 6.6. Mr. Bean's getting a little tired, in fact. So Mr. Bean might be coming off a little earlier than planned. No, I'll still give him a bit longer. Give him a bit longer. That throw from the crowd, by the way, terrible. You couldn't even get it over the advertisement board. Goto, though, gets it back for Bean. Whips one in. Oh, Dennis. Oh, it's back to Dennis. It's off the post. Dennis, the menace, causing chaos in that box. That is why we call him the menace, folks. Dennis causing all that havoc. Now, Simmons, free kick, dangerous spot. Fortunately, though, goes flying over the bar. And we are going to make some substitutes here on the 61st minute. Starting, of course, with Mr. Bean, who, as we can see, is struggling. In fact, he's not going to be the priority. Miners and Goto are probably going to be the priority in this situation. So, Dr. Jones calling Dr. Jones is going to come on here. Callum Miners is going to go off for Baffer, who of course was our starting left back before. And I guess we will take off Bean. We'll bring on Bascom for Bean, and that will be a nice little triple substitution going in to the latter stages of this half. It's a bit risky because if we do take some injuries or some players get tired, then we obviously can't take them off. But we would like to take off the three struggling players. Hopefully that will improve us enough to go get that third and, I don't want to say final goal because I would like us to score more, but hopefully it lets us get a third goal and lets us cement a victory. Come on, Dennis. Oh, kicks it at Davis. Maybe a chip would have been a little better in that situation considering how far Davis was out, but it's okay. Got a corner. Ming to whip it in. Comes to the middle of the goal. Unfortunately, it's cleared away and Lawler will go on the counter-attack. Calling Dr. Jones to do some big defence here on this right-hand side. Thankfully, they play it back and it doesn't amount to anything. So, final 20 minutes of this game. X-Roads 3-1, by the way, and the other game is yet to kick off. Gibbons, though, throws it into Simmons. Back to Gibbons, over to Robinson. Lovely tackle by Steve Jackson, though. He's got Fairbairn in spot. Instead, he goes up to Dennis, though. Dennis, can he get a goal? No, he cannot. It's wide at the near post. Unfortunate Dennis. Dennis causing chaos. Unfortunately, not putting enough of them in the back of the net, but whilst he's running at them, they cannot run at us. Not quite sure what that one was, but Miners will collect for them and play it back to Davis. He's going to hoof it upfield. Leverock nods it down for Thurbert. Thurbert cuts inside, plays it across to Bascom. Bascom tries the ball over to Dennis. Oh, Dennis! Dennis, please, just let the ball drop. Stop trying these volleys. As disgusting as they're going to look when you do eventually get one, please stop trying to volley it every time. Gibbons' bad touch though falls to Dennis. He plays it across to Ming. Can we do anything with this? Castle now on the right hand side plays it across to Bascom. Bascom holding up the ball nicely, gets it to Castle, pulls it back for Bascom. Dr. Jones calling Dr. Jones. His shot is blocked. It's fall back to Bascom once more. Jones over to Ferbert. Tries the ball through to Ming. Ooh, and then eventually it's an offside by Ming, in fact. That ends that bit of play. So, 5 minutes remain in this one. Can we add to our current goal tally? Or are we simply going to settle for a 2-1 victory? Castle throws it in. Jones on this right-hand side plays it across to Ming. Ming from range. Ooh, that was a nice shot. Fortunate for them, though, Davis makes a beautiful save. And that is the final opportunity of the game. We had 11 shots to their 4 in the end, 7 on target to their 3, 1.5 XG to a 1.12, 7 corners to 3, 14 fouls apiece, 0 yellow cards apiece, 78% passing to 80, 55% possession to 45. As you can see, our front triangle did a great job, so did Evans. Hull didn't have a whole lot to do, same with Castle and Co. They didn't do too bad. Miners was a disappointment though, so was Bean and so was Gotair, so we do need a little bit more from them three, but a nice little victory here today. A good win, lads. Great effort. And we retain our unbeaten streak so far. 3 games, 3 victories, a 4-goal difference. Admittedly, the Village Rams have the same goal difference as us, so if they can pick up a victory, they will jump above us, thanks to their Colts win of 3-0. But we put ourselves in a nice little spot here, kicking the season off with 3 victories. The real question is, where are we going next? Well, I think we've got to play the North Village Rams, don't you? They're Now, okay, they won their game. So they're top of the table, we are second, we're at home. It's going to be a big one. It's not for 2 weeks though, because if you haven't noticed from the calendar, there is a few international days. We've got 11 players away on international duty. I'm letting them all go on international duty, get that bit of experience. A lot of them, of course, for Bermuda, but some for some other nations as well. But I thank you all for joining us. I hope you all have a lovely night, and goodbye.